Alright, so Bring Me the Horizons 2024 album, Post-Human Nex Gen. So the second part in this Post-Human series, metalcore predominantly. So you've got the intro of Dream Seeker, just this feedback sort of sound, opening you up for Utopia, which is the real intro to the album. So a kind of poppy, easily accessible sort of riff, and starting tune, and to introduce you to the sound of metalcore, which makes you think, I quite like this, goading you to just, I'll keep on listening, this is alright. And then it's after this where the sort of other sounds of metalcore get introduced sort of one at a time. So with the Nex Gen Kool-Aid, you've got some really harsh, really strong metal kind of breakdowns and plays, kind of leaning on the sort of Slipknot sort of sound, sort of down-tuned guitars and stuff like that. Amen takes this that wee bit further with having some seriously harsh growls during the tune. Um, Things do get brought down again. So with tunes like Lost or 10 Statues That Cried Blood, being more poppy sort of tunes, or being more on the poppy side of metalcore kind of tunes, they've still got like a bit of screaming, that screamo that it kind of sounds like someone trying to throw up or something like that. So not so much a growl, more higher in the throat, sort of sound. Then with spiritual and pussy, you've got them more leaning on the electronic kind of sound of metalcore. So spiritual is so electronic sounding that it nigh on comes off as a trap tune, whereas pussy is more a straight drum and bass tune. And with all this, you hear all the things that metalcore can do. You get the whole range of things. This album seemed to be accepted pretty well by fans and critics alike. So Bring Me the Horizon have been going for ages now, and it would seem that this album certainly did prick people's ears and make people think, yes, metalcore is still alive. It really captured people's attention. I'd say that this album probably sounds a bit like it's trying too hard, but then hearing that, maybe this was the kind of album that the metalcore could do with in general. I think there is a few moments where they're doing that kind of Slipknot kind of sound, which do sound great. There's other moments where they're doing that kind of sound where it just feels like a bit too much sometimes. So generally, it would seem that this album was just kind of conflicted in some way. Now, maybe that's the point. Was that this album seemed to be saying, asking the question, how old are you? So, like, if you've known Bring Me Horizon since the start, so I don't know how old they are, like 20 years or something. Yeah, maybe they were 12-year-olds to begin with, but now they're not. Obviously, you've grown up a lot. So this album, certainly the post-human Nex Gen, all that, it does seem to be that they're kind of saying something about how what the youth of yore have, it's the next generation now, but there's something missing or something like that, I guess. I guess if you're a fan of metalcore, let's say, apparently this is actually doing quite a lot for you. If you're not, this album can sound a bit strange. It took me about a play or two to kind of realise that I wasn't 12 anymore, for start. But then after that, you start to listen. So Kool-Aid is an amazing tune. That's a brilliant tune. I thought 10 statues The Cried Blood was actually a really good tune as well. So there are some brilliant bits during this album. I think if you're a fan of metalcore, apparently it would seem this album does really hype you up. So yeah, overall, very good. So until next time, take it easy.